Did you know that volunteering the wrong way in Canada as an international student can get you into trouble? But here's the good news. Volunteer the right way and it can open doors to job opportunities, PR points, and a network that will change your entire Canadian journey. If you're an international student in Canada or planning to become one, make sure to watch this video to the end because I'm about to share a strategic volunteering framework in Canada that could actually have taken you years to figure out. For the sake of this video, I'm not talking about volunteering for PR points. And I'm also not talking about packing food boxes at a food bank for a generic certificate. I am talking about targeting high-level, skill-based volunteering roles that put you in the same room as your potential hiring managers. If you want to beat the applicant tracking system known as ATS, build a Canadian network from zero, and secure that job after your graduation, do not click away. Stick around till the end of the video. Now, let's dive in. If you search how to get a job as an international student in Canada, lots of results and everybody would tell you to volunteer. But 90% of students do it in a wrong way. I'll begin by debunking a very popular myth when it comes to volunteering. The myth that all volunteering hours are created equally. For example, employers do not care if you spent over 500 hours doing general volunteering if you're applying for a data analyst or digital marketer in a company. They care about the relevant skills that you have built over those number of hours. This is 2026 and we have a skill-first economy. Companies want actual proof that you can do the job. So you need to transition from general volunteering to skill-based volunteering. If you're an IT student, you shouldn't be greeting people at a community center, for example. You should be helping them manage their database, rebuild their website, and also help them solve IT policy issues. That is you essentially doing a micro internship to build your Canadian resume. Now, let's talk about a frequently asked question. Does volunteering work count as Canadian experience? The answer is a massive yes. But that's only if you format it as a professional project experience. Later in this video, we'll talk more about how to make that reflect in your resume. So, how do you actually find these strategic roles? I'm going to be using what we call the Trojan horse method. Most nonprofits and industry associations in Canada are underfunded and are desperately looking for skilled talents. By offering your specific degree skills for say 3 to 5 hours a week, you get access into those organizations. Here are the practical steps that you can take today. Step 1, target industry associations. Every profession in Canada has associations. Talk about the marketing association, the technology associations, supply chain associations, medical associations, you name it. Go to the websites of these associations, find their upcoming conferences. Then email the organizers. In your email, you can say something like, I am a second year master's degree student in this school and I am looking to volunteer for your event. Can I volunteer to assist with the setup of the technical equipment for that day? Boom! You are now networking with over 500 or more industry professionals. Also, within your school, look for the student clubs relating to these professional associations. For example, the CPA Student Association, the ISACA Student Association, and all of that. You can also volunteer as a secretary, a president, a vice president, or other available positions in those students' association. The benefit of that is you also get direct access to email some of these professional associations to come to your school. That way, you're also building your network and building relationships directly. In one of the student professional associations that I belong to, we had an instance where a recruiter from a certain organization that we had established relationship with reached out to the president of that student association and requested recommendation of 4 students who would work with them during the summer relating to their field. That was a really great opportunity because from history, most students who work with them during the summer are usually retained post graduation. Guess what? the president actually recommended 4 students from that association who were volunteers in that association, and they were selected for the role. Step number 2, you can use AI matching volunteer platforms. You don't have to work door to door submitting a resume. You can use platforms like Catch a Fire or Charity Village to explore volunteering digital roles. These firms have digital volunteering opportunities that you can do virtually. You can do data analysis, forecasting, graphic designing for Canadian nonprofit organizations at your own convenience wherever you are within the country. You get a Canadian reference and they get high quality work. Step number 3 is to network up. When you volunteer strategically, don't just limit yourself to talking to other volunteers. Find out who the board of directors of these nonprofit organizations are. In Canada, nonprofit organizations are made up of directors, vice presidents, and CEOs of for profit companies or organizations. If you impress them with your volunteer work, who do you think would recommend you when it's time to get that full time job at the main companies? Now, let's talk about translating these into your resume. You've done the work. How do you show this in your resume? If you just write volunteer at the bottom of your resume, recruiters would skip that. This is what you should do instead. Rename that section Relevant Project Experience, or you can use Canadian Work and Community Experience. Write your title as your role, not your status. For example, do not just write volunteer, write pro bono data analyst or pro bono graphic designer. Or you can frame it as a volunteer marketing coordinator, something like that. Make sure to use bullet points with the XYZ formula. That is, accomplish X as measured by Y by doing Z. Example, optimize inventory tracking, saving 15 hours a week by implementing a new Excel macro system. This shows the Canadian employer that you understand corporate language and that you have tangible local experience. But I have to warn you though, make sure that whatever work you're doing or whatever hours you're working is still in line with your international student job authorization rules. Volunteering is fine, but avoid illegal unpaid internships that are disguised as volunteering. What's not okay? An unpaid internship would be a valuable work experience for a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident. Usually, under the labor laws and IRCC definitions, that is considered work and would require a work permit for that. Work is defined in the regulations as an activity for which wages or commissions are earned, or something that competes directly with Canadian citizens or permanent residents in the labor market. The rule of thumb is that if a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen would have ordinarily be paid for that job, you cannot do it as a volunteer without proper work authorization. Whenever you are confused about any of these, contact your international students office in your school for clarification. Don't risk your study permit or your postgraduate work permit over a volunteering gig. Now, I know that you might be thinking, I already have loads of schoolwork and assignments, probably working part time, and also trying to find time to connect and make new friends. What time do I have to volunteer? The truth is, most volunteering opportunities are flexible and would usually adjust based on your schedule, so they might not really stress you. If they are for non-profits, they value your time and any effort that you contribute to making things work in that organization. Here's my recommendation. In your year 1 to year 2, choose between 2 to 4 hours per week to volunteer. Make sure to choose one volunteer opportunity that is aligned with your career goals. Then, in your final years, you can scale that up and even take up leadership roles in some of these associations, especially your student association relating to your profession. Remember that it is still very important not to overstretch yourself. Above all other things, your study should be priority over working or volunteering. One good hack is choose volunteer opportunities that happen, for example, say Saturday mornings or times where you are less busy. That 2 to 3 hours a week may have a higher return on investment over just scrolling on social media the entire weekend. Before we wrap this up, let me save you from the top 5 mistakes that I've seen commonly made by international students when it comes to volunteering. Mistake number one: volunteering with no strategy. You shouldn't volunteer if you have no strategy. Make sure that your volunteering aligns with your career goals and future goals in Canada. Mistake number two: ghosting after a few weeks. Note that whatever you've set your hands to do as a volunteer, it's important that you take it as though it were a paid opportunity. Be serious about it and do not just disappear without notice. If you need to be absent for whatever reason, make sure to inform somebody or give notice about that. Mistake number three: not asking for references. After 6 months or more of solid volunteering, you should ask for a LinkedIn recommendation and a written reference. This is gold for job applications, so do not neglect it. Mistake number four: treating it like charity. You're not just giving back, you're building a career asset. Treat it professionally. Finally, mistake number five: waiting until after graduation. Start now. The relationships you build develop over time. All right, let's make this actionable. Starting today, here is a free 30-day plan for you. For week one, you have 3 tasks to fulfill. Number one, identify 3 organizations that are aligned with your career goals. Number two, research their volunteer opportunities. And lastly, reach out to their volunteer coordinator or somebody within the firm about your interest in volunteering for the organization. Week two, I have 3 tasks for you to do as well. Attend an intro meeting or a coffee chat with somebody in the organization. Secondly, commit to one opportunity, maybe 2 hours per week or more. And three, set up a tracking system for your accomplishments. In your week 3 to 4, show up consistently, at least 80% of the time. Start conversations with staff and other volunteers in the organization. Ask about their interests and their career path. Learn about their journeys. In your 2 to 6 months, document your volunteering to job opportunity framework. All the work that you have been doing in the past, how will it translate? I've mentioned some of that in this video. Put it on your resume, document your wins, and lastly, build stronger, genuine relationships. Then, in 6 months plus, you can start showing interest in paid opportunities, be it part time or full time, as at when you will graduate. But make sure to start putting that out before you graduate. Also, request for informational interviews. Then, leverage on your network. Get as much information as you can. Do not sleep on it. Now, here is a mindset shift that changes everything. I want you to stop thinking about, I want to find a job, and start thinking, I need to become findable for opportunities. Volunteering is a great way to meet industry peers and learn about opportunities even before they are posted. The biggest career benefit of volunteering is the people that you meet. When you volunteer strategically, you're not just gaining experience, you're building a personal brand, you are creating advocates who can vouch for you. You are also demonstrating the Canadian work culture fit. And lastly, you are assessing that hidden job market. And for you, as an international student, this is not optional, but a competitive advantage. Let me recap the volunteering to job opportunities pathway. Number one, select your volunteering opportunities strategically. Make sure that they are aligned with your career goals. Secondly, build genuine relationships with professionals in your field. Thirdly, demonstrate leadership and make sure to document your wins. And lastly, convert those relationships into job opportunities. Remember that volunteering addresses a critical challenge, and that is breaking into the job market, which represents 65 to 85% of the available job positions. The homework I have for you right now is to drop a comment in the comment section telling me the number one industry you would like to break into in Canada. I'll reply your comment with specific volunteer opportunities in that field. And if you found this video valuable, click on my next video where I talked about the LinkedIn strategies that would help you get that job before you graduate. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post videos weekly so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. Thanks for watching. Keep grinding and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.